I gave AI complete control of my Tinder profile, the bio, the photos, every single opening message. And what happened next was either the smartest thing I've ever done, or I created the most chaotic week of my dating life. Probably both. Now I know what you're thinking. Why does a good-looking lad like me need help with a Tinder profile, right? And honestly, that's a very fair question. But here's the thing. I'm a bloke in my late 30s, recently made redundant, spending most of my time talking to AI and going to job interviews. My chat was not exactly at its peak. I once opened with the word hey and got left on red for so long I aged. So I figured, if AI can write my emails, plan my week and sort my finances, surely it can sort out my love life too. So here's what I did. I went to Claude, my AI of choice, and I gave it everything. My age, my interests, what I'm looking for, even some of my actual photos. And I said, write me the best Tinder bio you possibly can. No holding back, make me irresistible. Here's what it gave me. I am a passionate, purpose-driven individual who thrives on meaningful connections and authentic conversations. When I'm not pursuing personal growth, you'll find me exploring new cuisines and embracing life's adventures with an open mind. I read that 3 times thinking it was taking the mick. That is genuinely what AI thinks attractive looks like. That's not a dating profile. That's a LinkedIn summary for someone who cries at TED Talks and calls their therapist a life coach. So I scrapped it and wrote my own. Something normal, something human. Something that didn't sound like a motivational poster in a dentist waiting room. Then came the messages. I matched with someone, let's call her Sarah, and instead of typing my own opener, I asked Claude to write it for me. I told Claude she likes hiking, dogs and travel. Write me something charming. Claude came back with, hello Sarah, I noticed your profile mentions a passion for hiking and canine companionship. I too find solace in nature's embrace. Perhaps we could explore a trail together sometime, accompanied by stimulating conversation. To my surprise, Sarah did not reply. And honestly, Sarah, on reflection, I respect that decision. So for my next match, let's call her Emma, because, well, that's what her name on her Tinder profile was. I tried ChatGPT instead, because clearly Claude was having an off day. ChatGPT wrote, hey Emma, your dog is absolutely adorable. What's his name? Also loving the hiking pics. Do you prefer mountain trails or coastal paths? Emma replied within 4 minutes. 4 minutes. I've been single for 2 years and a robot cracked it in 4 minutes. I didn't know whether to be delighted or have an existential crisis. So naturally I had both simultaneously. So eventually, after about 3 days of AI written messages, I actually got a date, which created a completely new problem I hadn't thought about. She'd been talking to AI for 3 days. Charming, witty, well-structured AI. And now she was about to meet me. A man who once spent 20 minutes looking for his phone whilst holding it in his hand. I genuinely considered asking Claude to write an earpiece script I could follow in real time. I did not do that, mainly because I don't have an earpiece, but also because even I have limits. So I showed up, as myself, slightly underprepared, slightly over-caffeinated, running 4 minutes late, which felt poetic given the 4-minute reply situation. And you know what? It was fine. Genuinely fine. Because here's the thing. Nobody tells you about AI written openers. They get you in the room. What happens in the room is still entirely down to you. So would I do it again? Honestly. Parts of it, yes. The opening messages where you're just trying to break the ice. AI is genuinely better than most people at that. It's warm, it asks questions, it doesn't open with hey and then stare at the screen like it's done something impressive. But the bio? Never again. Nobody wants to date a purpose-driven individual who thrives on meaningful connections. They want to date a real person who's a bit funny, occasionally has no idea what they're doing, and once spent 20 minutes looking for their phone while holding it in his hand, which is, coincidentally, exactly what I am. So, would you let AI run your dating life? Because based on this week, I genuinely can't decide if it's the future or a disaster. If you want to see more honest AI experiments, and I mean honest, not the stuff where everything magically works out, subscribe. I upload a new video every day. Catch you on the next one. And remember, keep the faith.